Welcome back. In this video, I rank all the Xeno superpowers in Superior based on their effectiveness and utility. So let's get to it. So before we start, I have to say that this superpower tree is very different from the other superpower trees. And for Nomad, everything basically goes up a rank because Nomad's playstyle is shooting, and this superpower tree is all about shooting and dealing damage through weapon activity, whereas Ronin and Murmur can chain between skills and weapon damage. And another thing, it'll be talking about Xeno. Xenos are small balls that you can summon that deal damage and shoot when you shoot every couple of seconds. So anytime I mention a Xeno, it's like a floating little spiky ball of epic goodness. So let's kick it off with aggressive Xeno. Xenos attack 30% more frequently and deal +2 damage. So this is B tier and it becomes A tier when you start comboing it with the other Xeno skills. Next up we have Armor Eater. It's a passive skill and it converts your max armor into max health, and armor pickups now restore health. So this is B tier by itself because everything is health now. You won't have armor, but armor pickups become health. And Xeno is all about having the maximum amount of health you can, because the more health you have, the more damage your skills and Xeno are going to do. So at the start it's B, but if you manage to combo with another skill I'll talk about soon and increase your max health to a stupid ridiculous amount, this can straight up be A tier or even S tier. Next up we have Blood Bag. It's a passive skill and every kill you make has a 20% chance to drop a pickup that regenerates health, 6% of your max health per second, and increases damage for 5 seconds. So this is A tier. I don't know how many times that this skill has saved me on challenger runs and difficulty modes such as Growth and Revolt as soon as I've infamied. The extra health is just amazing, and just the increase in damage is also a good plus. Next up we have Chomper. It's a passive skill and shotgun increases the damage based by 5% of your max health. Now most shotgun skills I'll place it in C because the shotgun skills can combo well with the turrets, as I've said in previous videos, especially if the mod where it allows you to get 2 turrets. So it's definitely going to be C tier, and like if your HP is high it increases damage, which is a plus. Next up we have Enhanced Metabolism. It's a passive skill and Xenos increase their damage by 2% of your max health. So this is going to be C tier. It's a good skill, but it becomes B tier once you have higher HP. All of the Xeno combos are based on hit points, so the more HP you have, the better you're gonna be. That's why this skill is such a good skill. If you combo it with Feast, which is the next skill, it's a passive skill and permanently gain +5 max health when you kill 7 enemies within 5 seconds. This is straight up A tier. You're gonna be clearing enemies at the speed of light if you combo this with like AoE damage skills like explosions and auto weapons. Especially if you're playing with 3 people, there are more enemies, so there's more times you're going to be killing those enemies, which gives you permanent hit points increase, which combos really well with all the other Xeno skills that are damage based on your max hit points. Next up we have Gruesome Meal. It's a passive skill and explosions have an X% chance to create a blood bag. So this is B tier, but can become A tier if you combo with all the other explosive skills and mods that you can buy for the weapons. Next up we have Healing Factor. It's a passive skill and kills while transformed regenerate health. This is straight up A tier. Anytime you kill something when you're in a transformative state, you regain health. And since this superpower tree is all about health, it's just basically you can turn into God mode and never die. I like to pick this superpower up when I have Shocking Dash. Main reason being is when you're in Shocking Dash, it counts as a transformation, and any kill in Shocking Dash or while you're Shocking Dashing counts as a transform kill, which heals you, which is just a crazy combo. Next we have Healing Xenos. Passive skill. When you spawn a Xeno, there is an X% a chance that you will heal nearby players for 40 health. So this is C tier, becomes B tier if you're playing with other people, and becomes D tier if you're playing solo. C tier overall in general. Next up we have Kill Shot Xeno. It's a passive skill, and while a precision weapon is equipped, your Xeno have a X% chance to crit. This is C tier. It goes up to B tier if you're playing Nomad because you're mainly using precision weapons. It could even go to A tier if you're using Nomad. But for the other two like Ronin and Murmur, I believe it's C tier. Next up we have Lucky Xeno. It's a passive skill and Xenos are twice as likely to perform their effects. This is straight up A tier. Getting Xenos to perform their effect is always a good sign, and making them do it more frequently is a win-win. Next up we have Never Down. It's a passive skill. When you are knocked down with at least 10 Xenos, you will consume them and be revived. This is straight up A tier. This has helped me so many times when I've been doing growth runs or just any difficulty challenger run and I have 10 Xeno. It's basically like a free self-revive, and you can get more Xeno than you can buy self-revive mods at the credit store. Next up we have Passive Xenos. It's a passive skill and it automatically creates a Xeno every 14 seconds. Now this is B tier if you are playing solo. If you are in a team, if you're playing solo, it can go up to A tier because you could just wait a minute, get like 4 or 5 Xenos already spawned, and then go into the map, giving you the extra damage to snowball through the map. Next we have Spawning Xeno. It's a passive skill, and when you damage an enemy, there is a chance to spawn a Xeno. This is B tier because it does what it says. Anytime you damage an enemy, you spawn a Xeno, and the more Xenos you can spawn, the better this superpower tree becomes. Next up, Swarming Xeno. It's a passive skill, and kills while transformed increase the current Xeno swarm damage by 1 for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 10 times. This is A tier because if you're in overdrive or you're in like shocking dash, you're transformed for more than a couple of seconds, the damage increase is really good, and it can stack up to 10 times. Next we have Take Over the Host. It's an overdrive skill, and when activating overdrive, heal yourself and spawn your maximum amount of Xenos. Your overdrive charges faster. Now with any overdrive skill, this is A tier. It can be bumped up to S tier if you're doing harder runs and you have a combo with some of the other overdrive skills. Next up we have Vampire Xenos. It's a passive skill, and Xeno damage has an X% chance to heal you for 35% of the damage dealt. This is straight up B tier. It's overall good skill. Every time you deal damage, there's a chance to heal yourself, and with Nomad, you're going to be dealing damage at a distance, so you're relatively safe and it heals you. Next up we have Vampiric Bullets. Passive skill. Automatic weapons have an X% chance to heal you times 10% of your max health. So this is straight again B tier. Because for Ronin, I use automatic weapons. I think if you're Nomad, it'll go down to C tier because you'll be using the precision one instead. Next up we have Xenocycle. It's a dash skill and transforms into a motorcycle and drives through enemies. Deals X damage plus 3 max Xenos. So this is straight up B tier. The motorcycle is one of the fastest dashes in the game. It deals one of the best damages in the game, and it gives you 3 more Xenos to your maximum number of Xenos. Next up we have Xeno Jump. It's a jump ability, and it transforms you into an anvil and re-trigger to bounce off objects and deal X damage, and it gives you plus 3 Xenos. This skill is so fun to use, just bouncing on enemies and bouncing through terrain. It's also saved me many times in getting away because when you bounce, it applies a speed boost and a gravity initial physics like propel, you could say, and it's helped me out quite a bit, and it's just fun bouncing on enemies. So solid skill B tier. And the final skill we have is Xeno Strike. It's a melee skill, and a hold melee to clap in front of you with a giant hands dealing X damage, and it gives you plus 3 max Xenos. Now this is also B tier. It's a really good starting skill. The damage is really good. The animation is amazing, gives you plus 3 maximum Xeno, and it's just fun to just do the animation and just kill everything around you. It's one of the best melee superpowers in the game out of the other superpower skill trees. So there we have it. This is the Xeno skill tree. Now it has no D skills, it has no S skills. It's a good jack of all trades but master of none in my opinion. The best way to get the Xenos full effect is to combat with some of the other superpower trees. If you're Nomad, this skill tree is really good because it's damage on top of damage. But if you're Ronin and Murmur, I think the best option for Ronin and Murmur is to combo this skill tree with some of the other skill trees. That's pretty much it for this video. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell because it's the easiest way to support me as a content creator, and it's free. If you haven't already, go check out my other tier list videos, which can be found here or here, one of the corners. And I'll see you guys in the next blockchain Web3 NFT gaming video.